units. Do you have any tips for playing against that kind of mobile, well-upgraded Protoss gateway army?
For me, I like to do just mass bio with fast 2-2 upgrades, and you need to make sure to have um, ghosts with your army. Some people do things like pre-igniter Hellions or various whatever other comps. The main thing is if you're going Marines, you have to be at least even on upgrades. You cannot engage them when they have more armor than you have weapons. Not in the open. In a choke point or something, you can do it, but the main things to keep in mind with that is mass bio with good upgrades, ghost support, and medevacs will kill him. That will work, but you need to be at least even on upgrades.
Yeah.
And so generally there's a point in the game where you lose map control. You do. That's how it works. That style, I haven't practiced enough against it to say much more than that, but those are kind of my
Yeah.
initial thoughts.
That's the same thing that I've gotten when asking Protoss players about the build. It's a build that kind of relies on punishing Terran for falling behind in upgrades. So I think that's good advice. Keep up on the upgrades and do fine. Dear QXC, do you use any major custom keybinds in your play?
Nope.
You're a very quick, efficient player. Okay, so you just use standard keyboard layout.
Yep.
All right. What about?
Uh,
Go ahead.
One thing. The only thing that's different, this isn't really an in-game thing, but on my keyboard, I have all the peripheral keys, and I'll explain what that means in a second. They're all removed.
Hmm.
So, for example, I want to reach for 1. There's no key to the left of it. I remove the tilde. So I know if I'm reaching for the last key on the top row, it's a 1. Same thing, the key to the right of the 0, the hyphen,
Hmm.
that's removed as well, so that I know when I'm reaching all the way to the right, it gives me a reference point. It makes it a lot easier to be fast with your hands and be accurate without having to look.
Oh yeah, I think that's. I've seen some Koreans do that, and I think that's actually really cool. I wonder if there's a market for custom keyboards like that.
I mean,
Business idea.
I used my pencil for pen, tried out keys. I think it was pretty easy.
Okay, fair enough. Um, what about the save camera? Is that something that you use in your play?
Save camera.
Yeah, like you remember in, I guess, to go back to Brood War again.
Oh, the region thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to use it in Brood War. Then I started playing beta, and they didn't have it, so I got used to not using it. And then since then, I've forgotten to reincorporate it in my play.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing as me. All right, dear QXC, a double nuke kills almost all Protoss buildings. Could this be the answer to big gateway farms that Protoss tend to get in the late game?
Yes.
That's it. Just yes.
Well, I mean, his question, a yes or no question. And his question was also, could this be the answer? The answer is yes, it could be the answer.
All right. Um,
Um,
what are your thoughts
most,
on that?
I'll elaborate a little bit for his sake. Most Protosses tend to bunch about. You can probably get 8 to 10 gateways in one group.
Hmm.
Um, and then beyond there, they tend to be spread out to the point where 2 nukes wouldn't take care of it.
Hmm.
Generally, I would say it'd be a fantastic strategy if you've got the attention and the space of mind to do it. Um, the main fear I would have is you're like, check this out, I'm so good, I'm gonna go nuke his production factories, and he's all like, hey bro, I'm just gonna kill you
Yeah.
because your map slipped or whatever. I mean, if you can incorporate it in your play, it sounds like a great idea. In general, I would probably say nuking expansions is a better idea just because you spread them out more. Like if they see the ghosts, they only have one spot to deal with.
Yeah.
If you just run 2 ghosts randomly on the map, cloak them somewhere, and then like go nuke expansions, that's gonna get them a lot more distracted and focused on other things than just like attacking than like a double nuke in the main might.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I think that's an interesting question. It's a cute idea. Maybe we can see that out of you in Columbus, perhaps in the finals against. I like Sock. I think Sock's awesome. QXC versus Sock final. Zake.
I'd be okay with that.
All right. Let's see if I can find one or two more really good questions before I let you cut out of here. Um, some of these questions are just terrible. Dear QXC, could you talk about your hotkey setup a little bit? I saw command centers on 1 and 2. Struck me as a little bit weird. Why not put them on the same hotkey?
The main reason is because I use those hotkeys in order to jump around my base.
Hmm.
So I hit 2 twice in order to go to my natural. I hit 1 twice to go to my main. And then from there I use 7890 for buildings. 7 is all my upgrade structures, engineering bay, armory. I need to start making an effort to add my tech labs on 7. 8 is barracks, 9 is factories, 0 is starports. Everything else is units.
All right, so 3, 4, 5, and 6 are for units.
Right.
You're making use of every one of your keys. I think that's something that not enough people do. A lot of people just kind of relegate themselves to 1 through 5, and that's cheating yourself. All right, one last question. QXC, sounds like you're using cherry blue switches in that keyboard. Most people don't like them for RTS because of the click being above the activation point. Man, that is nitpicky. Is this a big deal to you? And on top of that, could you just tell us about your keyboard preferences?
That's okay. I'll tell you why I'm laughing. I sent you a link to the keyboard I'm using right now.
Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll post it in chat for us.
You should just pull it up on
Oh,
your
that's
screen and
awesome.
just look. Yep, it's a $20 Dell keyboard. It does not. It is in fact not mechanical. I have been using a Black Widow, which I really like. I think it's an awesome keyboard. But in my attempt to visit Hungary with only a single backpack, the Black Widow was too big and did not make the cut, so I brought my smaller keyboard.
Fair enough.
And in terms of what everybody was saying about the key switches, it sounds like a lot of technical nonsense. And
All right. Well, I think the keyboard thing is something worth talking a little bit about because at the end of the day, it's just if you can push the buttons, it doesn't matter. I have a Black Widow that I like. The reason I like my Black Widow is because I like the sound it makes. That is all. It doesn't make me a better player. It just makes me feel better when I hear the buttons go clickety clack. So
yeah,
there's no magic behind the keyboard in my opinion. QXC, man, it's been so much fun having you on these past 2 days. Thank you for coming and sharing your TVZ and your TVP with us. Really, 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 really appreciate it. I would love to give you an opportunity to shout out or to do shout outs and plugs and to say anything you would like to say before we wrap it up.
cool. So shout out to my team, FX Open. You guys are awesome. Really like being on them. Being on them. I really like getting on top of them. And okay. Anyways, great bunch of guys. Really like the management. Thanks to all my friends who've been supporting me, and check me out on Twitter and Facebook, and check out my stream. It's on Justin TV, FXO QXC. I'll be streaming pretty regularly for the next couple of weeks at the very least, and I will tweet whenever my stream goes up. And yeah, man, that's it.
All right, man. Well, it's been a blast. Look forward to hooking up in Columbus and having a beer.
Sounds good.
Thanks again for coming on the show, man. It was so much fun. Best of luck to you in all your future endeavors. Enjoy your time in Budapest, and please make it home safe.
Sounds great.
All right, QXC.
We'll talk to you later.
Take it easy, man.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, that was QXC. So I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I sure did. Super cool guy, super talented player, and calls it like he sees it, which is my favorite thing about him. So I really, really hope y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. I do want to say, please go to our website, evolutioncomplete.com. You can watch all of our VODs from there. We've got a recently rebuilt video library that is worth checking out. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MrBitterTV. But mostly, please watch our VODs on Blip. Every single pro that comes on the show is paid to be here. Not because they demand it, but because I feel that they deserve to be paid. They're professional players. So I insist on paying all of them in spite of the fact that some have offered to come on for free. You can help support us by watching the VODs on Blip, man. That's the best way to generate revenue for the show, is by clicking on one of those VODs and just letting it play. You help us out so much by doing that. So please do that. Please tell your friends to do that. And please continue watching us live when we're up. Thanks so much for everything, guys. VOD is a video on demand, is what that stands for. It's a video. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope it's been educational. I hope it's been entertaining. And I hope y'all tune in next week. We're going to have Sheth back on to talk about ZVZ. We had to reschedule that, so that'll be next Tuesday. And hoping to have some Protoss representation to talk about the patch changes. Hoping to have some Protoss coming on to talk about the patch changes sometime next week. I'll announce it officially as soon as I know who it is, but I promise it'll be awesome. Thanks again for watching, guys. I will see y'all next week. Peace, love, and fun 8-bit music. Bam.